Hello.
Hello. Hi everyone, welcome back. Here we are again at these live Screen Star online events. What a cracking episode, Barry.
Absolutely amazing.
Lou Kelly declaring war on the prison itself and all who are in it.
There's
Quite
just
intense.
so much happening. Rita in the tails, Anne's desk getting swiped. Yeah, it's just
Oh, indeed. I love the fact that Anne, plays it so hard. And the moment anything went wrong, she was practically climbing onto the filing cabinets to get away from her.
hi,
Hi,
Sue.
Sue. Oh, Rita, yeah, that look that Rita gave Lou, waiting for it to come. Hi, Tanya. Good to have you here. So, what was your favourite bit then, buddy?
A lot of Rita fans online. I'm one of them.
Yeah, indeed. Oh, it was nice seeing her putting that jacket on at the end there and preparing to do battle.
Yeah, kind of like the old prisoner scene, wasn't it, with the jacket? Because it just meant
Yeah,
so much to the character.
yeah. And Judy. Hi, Murdo. Good to see you.
Hi, Murdo. Hi, Heather.
Yeah, Kate Box really is amazing. She's really coming us through Lou Kelly form at the moment.
How good was it having Susie with us last week? I hope everyone enjoyed that.
Yeah, that was fantastic having the opportunity to chat to her. Hey, wouldn't it be great if we could do something like that every week, possibly? If only, eh?
If only, yeah. Unfortunately, we can't bring people on every week, but
Yeah, but it would be lovely. I
it
wonder
would.
who I wonder who we could bring on next if we get the opportunity to, Barry.
I wonder.
Attention compound. This is a code black.
Hello? Knock, knock. Is anyone there? Oh. Hello? Hi. Oh, you are here. Hello. Hi, Sue. Ooh. Hi, Corey. Gosh, I'm blind. I need my glasses. Hello, Tatiana. Oh, I love you. Hi, Ellen. Thank you.
Hey, hello.
Hi.
Our surprise guest has
Surprise.
appeared. Yeah, lovely to see you again.
So good to see you
Yeah,
on the other
indeed.
side of the world. Have you still
Ah.
got... Oh, Jake. What from? Hi, Sophie.
Now, obviously, everyone that's coming on now has just watched the episode on transmission here in the UK. Do
Yes.
you watch the episodes as they go out in Australia?
Yes.
You
Yeah.
do?
So because I'm on the other side of the world and it's very early in the morning here, I watched it last night. Watched this episode last night. And yeah, so I watch it with everyone as well.
Is that
I
the
watch it
first
just
time you
like an
get
audience member.
right? That's
Yeah.
the first time you get to see it, or do you have like a cast showing or
No,
rushes?
that we generally, when we have to do publicity, and especially after all these years, I've got a memory like a sieve, so I often cannot remember what's happened at all. And so they send what's called a screener link to us when we have right before we have to do any publicity, so that journalists aren't saying, "And how did you feel about blah 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 blah?" And I'd be like, "Say what now? What happened?" Oh, that's right. Yeah. So it's good. It sort of refreshes. Yeah. But it's also, it's we used to have cast and crew screenings, but with COVID, that couldn't happen for the last sort of, 2 bits. So yeah. But that's okay. I love watching it as an audience member.
Well, just to reassure you, if you do by any chance stray onto any territory that we haven't seen yet, because it wasn't filmed for a while ago, I'll stop you. Okay, I'll put you in track.
I need
so
that.
far tonight's episode, it was actually a great night to have you on, because it was a very Boomer centric episode. It was your confrontation with Lou about giving up the role of top dog or carrying on with it. So we had the big fight. We had your lovely heart to heart with Ruby, and of course we had the brilliant scene of you getting pudding dumped on your head.
Oh yeah, I hated that scene. That was awful, because Kate had way too much fun putting that on my head, and I was just, it was awful. It was awful. I really felt for Booms in shooting that scene, and we just had to do it over and over again, and I just had to have pudding on my head all the time, and as I was supposed to have a moment of glory. Didn't happen.
So how many times did you have to film that scene?
I can't remember. It was a few. And because they had to reset, my hair's a mess anyway, but they had to at least remove the pudding each time. So it was only a few, actually, because we didn't want to do it too many times. But I just remember it feeling like, I felt what Boomer would have felt, like this sucks and embarrassed, and
in those lighter moments of the episodes, which obviously you can't go full throttle the whole time, you need a lighter note. Who's the worst giggler on set?
That's a really interesting question. I don't think the thing, like, it's so funny with Wentworth, there aren't really any gigglers. Not amongst the prisoners. There are amongst the prison staff. They have so much more fun than we do, and I don't know why, but they're always like laughing and playing pranks on each other. And us prisoners, we're just so serious all the damn time. I think because it's just it is what it is in terms of the content that you have to shoot, even in those lighter moments. And the thing with those lighter moments, for Boomer, she doesn't see them as light moments. For her, they're real quandaries. So how boring's that?
Now, I noticed a question just came up on the screen a few moments ago from Lance, who wanted to know, do you think Boomer would ever be able to forgive or even tolerate Mari Winter? Because obviously absolute vendetta there at the moment. Not ever again.
I think it will be really difficult, but I honestly believe this series, the recurring thing for Boomer is that she's choosing happiness. She's choosing a life of less resistance, as you can see with that reluctance to be top dog. And there is a deep reluctance there. She does what she thinks she has to, but that's not where her heart's at. Her heart's with having a family, and having some joy. So so we'll see.
I'm really pleased you answered the question that way, actually, because I wanted to ask you that line. She goes, why are you doing this? I have to. And knowing that Boomer inside out, why do you think she had to step up? Why did she have to go there?
Because she wasn't because Ali's put that expectation on her, and you just don't step away from a challenge like that. You can't. You owe it to the women. It's Boomer's sense of loyalty and the rules, and there are rules, you know. I think they're the only things. The rules, believe it or not, are that yes, they're there to be broken sometimes, but they also really help Boomer make sense of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Thank you. Leanne's just asked, do you improvise in life? Because Boomer does come out with some iconic one-liners. Isn't much room for improvisation.
Oh yeah, yeah. I improv a lot. I don't think I've ever stuck to a script, but I have to say I think a lot of the iconic one-liners that you might be talking about, you know, if you think of some, and if you think of some examples, I can tell you whether I improv them or whether they were written. But a lot of them have been written.
Okay, there you go, people. You've got a challenge. Put some of the
Yeah.
lines up on the bottom of the screen, and
Yeah.
we'll come back to those.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay, Sophie wants to know big question. From all the seasons, what was your favourite scene to film?
Wow. It's funny because I have favourites for different reasons. In terms of challenge-wise, where I really enjoyed and hated the challenge, it was at the end of season 7 with Liz, and yeah, also the siege was really hard, but I love the challenge. What else? Just trying to think. A lot of the time, like scenes with Nicole were always fun because their friendship, you know, is so special. And we used to improv a lot, Nicole and I. And the scene would start on paper as a you know, one way, and then we would take it somewhere else. And you know, like I always remember there was this scene. I can't remember what Frankie and Booms were talking about, but she ended up on top of me on the bed going, dance with me.
Oh, yeah.
Like that was all improv. That was what we just did that. And I'd just, you know, try to resist her, but then obviously she'd break me down. And that was, you know, thematic of our friendship. But yeah, that was all improv. And those scenes were really fun.
Well, I've got to ask you about a scene that we've literally just seen tonight. Your big fight in the laundry, your shift fight with Lou Kelly.
Yeah.
Talk us through the filming process there. Because I imagine that took it a long time.
Those scenes take all day to shoot, really. But that, for some reason, that fight scene didn't feel as full on as some others that I've had to do. Yeah, because you know, some of them are, some of those fight scenes are really intricate. This one had a lot of choreography, but it didn't feel difficult to shoot. I think the difficult thing is losing the fight. That was the difficult thing, and hard to I think because as Boomer I'm so used to winning the fight. I'm so used to being, you know, especially in those earlier seasons, the muscle, and that's what I was good for, you know, saving the day. But that's changed for Booms now that her focus is elsewhere. So it was actually really quite emotional and tough to see Lou beat her in that moment, which is just my ego talking. But but yeah, I actually really enjoyed filming it though. I really enjoyed it. I loved getting physical with them again. Yeah.
Now we have a question from Sarah Smith. Which actress would you love to see as a Wentworth inmate? Dear. So someone that hasn't appeared on the show, but you'd love to have worked with in Teal on Wentworth.
I reckon someone from your neck of the woods. One of the amazing British actresses. And God, there are so many. And I can't think of any off the top of my head to name because there are so many. I don't know. That's a good question.
You do have a couple of Brits on the show at the moment, don't you? Well, you did with Dr. Miller and Judy Bryant.
Yeah, except
Are they actually British?
no, he's a Kiwi and she's Australian.
Oh, well, tell them they do very well.
I will.
They had me filmed.
So yeah, I don't, we have got any Brits on the show at the moment, have we? No.
Oh, hang on, of course you do. Hugh playing
Oh, Hugh. Yeah.
Hugh.
Gavin. Yeah,
Yes.
Hugh. I used to
Now,
watch him in the Bill.
yeah, how's it been working with him? Because he's certainly brought a whole new dynamic to Boomer's character.
Yeah. Oh, he's lovely. He's lovely. I think you know, that it was you know, we
There
had,
he is.
oh, well done. Oh. We had yeah, we had fun working together. It was actually a stressful sort of because of COVID, things had to change a little bit in terms of the storyline itself. So that was difficult to try and navigate. But and you know, Hugh lives in Sydney, so and we shoot in Melbourne, obviously. So yeah, so that was a bit difficult, but yeah, I loved, yeah, he's lovely. He's so lovely. So cool. And like I said, I used to watch The Bill, so it was like, ooh, very exciting.
Yeah, a couple of cast members have said that when we've talked to them about you being in the show. So the
Yeah,
film, was it quite big? The film must have been big in Australia then, if you've all seen him in it.
The Bill. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It was ritual viewing for me. Yeah. Yeah. One of my best friends when I was at uni was obsessed with PC Quinnen. PC Quinnen she loved. She just was obsessed. And anyway, she married a guy who actually looks a little bit like him. That's how you know,
That's
it
making it a
was.
story, yeah.
Yeah.
I hear it's coming back in some form as well. They're doing some sort of follow up many years later.
That's great. Well, because
Yeah.
that would be a good one to remake. Although, you know, there's Wentworth is, you know, a modernisation of something, but we were one of the first. Now it seems like every show's getting a second life. I think it might be time to get some new content, guys.
Yeah.
Surely.
Now, Lucy Holt here has a question for us as well. Out of all the seasons, who do you think would have been Boomer's favourite crew from H1? Oh, okay. Who would have been your favourite crewmate?
Oh, I think you know, when it was Lizzie, Frankie, I think when B came in, that kind of uprooted things too. But I'm imagining before B came in, that would have been her, you know, her favourite crew. Lizzie,
Yeah.
Frankie, Doreen, you know, that sort of original gangsters.
And almost a follow-up question here from Lauren wants to know, who do you miss the most that have
Hi,
left
Lauren.
the
Oh, who do I? Celia.
film? Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
without a doubt, Lizzie.
Well, I've got to ask you about filming that final scene, those final moments with Liz. How did you prepare for that scene?
Oh man, I still haven't gotten over it. I asked myself that, how do I prepare? How did I prepare? How could I prepare for that scene? And I just had to keep. When I was looking at the scene, you know, I've got this ritual where, you know, you spend maybe up to 16 hours a day at work filming, and then you have to come home. And I've got this ritual where if I just don't take my shoes off, I won't fall asleep. So I walk in the door, say hi to Rodney, hi, and keep my shoes on, grab my script out, and then start prepping for the next day. And I knew that this scene was coming up. It was always there in the back of my head. And so I didn't take my shoes off, and I'd look at the scene and try not to invest too much in the emotion of it, because I didn't want to cook it before it was ready. But then getting on set and actually, I'll never forget looking into Celia's eyes and just how difficult it was to do that. Yeah, how difficult it was to do that scene. It was really hard, but also really beautiful. And we did it fairly quickly. But yeah, just it stayed with me. It really has stayed with me, how that felt. Yeah.
I've just noticed a comment along the bottom here from Wentworth Memes. It's not a question exactly, but they brought up the subject of the history between Lou and Boomer.
Yeah.
How much did the two of you talk about that in preparation for the role?
Heaps. Yeah, heaps. Kate and I very early on got together and went, you know, because in episode 1 of season 8, part A, it says like, oh, you know, she was top dog, and you know, I knew her. I know what she's like. And Boomer comes running into the yard saying, you know, Fingers Kelly's here and blah blah blah. And so I sort of thought, well, okay, well, what do I know of her? And you know, because it was never really explored or explained. And so Kate and I, when we had when we knew that the scene coming up where she suffocates me with the plastic bag.
Mm.
Who gets to say that? You know, the scene where I get suffocated with the plastic bag and wee myself? That one.
Oh yeah.
We thought, you know, we've got to figure this out. Let's figure out who we were to each other. So we actually wrote this beautiful history between the two of them, which for us extended back before Wentworth. And so we sent that to the writers, and whether they, you know, took it on board or not, at least that was going to be our history together. And I won't go into too much detail about what it was, but I think I don't know whether you can even tell, but I don't think Boomer can ever really hate Lou. I think she worries for her, and is a bit confused and confounded by her, but yeah, I don't think that if Boomer does hate Lou, it's because she's deeply hurt, because we have in our heads that they were thick as thieves at one point.
Right.
And that's all I'll say. But yeah.
Which would actually tie in perfectly with a moment in tonight's episode after the fight. And Lou, with absolute sincerity, says, you know, well played, good fight, Booms.
And kisses me on the head. Yeah.
Yeah, that jumped out at me as a brilliant little moment. That all makes sense. It all ties in.
Oh, good. Well, yeah. Well, that was our, you know, that's what we wanted to sort of maintain.
At some point, I hope you kept those notes, because at some point they've got to appear somewhere in. I hear there is a proposed book, a behind-the-scenes book.
There is a book, yeah. There's a book coming out. I don't know if it's available now, but called Behind the Bars or something.
Yeah,
I
don't think it's available quite yet, but it's certainly on the card, isn't it?
Oh,
and it would be the perfect place for those notes, that back history, to surface, maybe.
No, that doesn't. Oh, did I? I did a massive interview for the book, so there is a section there, you know. But I'm just trying to remember what I said. See, memory like a sieve, can't remember. But I don't think I went into too much detail. But no, I have definitely got those notes, and hopefully they will come in handy at some point. Okay. Maybe.
I'd also like to talk to you about a scene, actually from a couple of seasons ago, where, of course, Boomer's mother comes into the prison, and I think we discussed this briefly when we were in St Kilda. Well, seems like a lifetime ago. Oh. But the scene in the yard where Boomer's mother turns on her and starts to batter her with the shoe. And this is Boomer. This is someone who can defend herself, but she doesn't, does she?
No. That yeah, it's funny that the notion of growing up, that idea of Boomer's mum hitting her with the shoe, came from me, from a childhood friend as I was growing up. That is something that stuck out. I remember my father going, "Can you believe her dad?" It was her dad. He used to hit her over the head with a shoe. And I was only small, and it just stuck with me that I couldn't, you know. And so I said to the writers, you know, can we have it that, you know, Mum would hit me over the head with the shoe? And yeah, the reason the reason she doesn't fight back is because it's her mum, and all she's ever wanted was the love of her mum, you know. And her mum dictates how Boomer feels about herself until Lizzie kind of changes that for her, gives her permission to not feel like that. Yeah.
And, yeah, and then, well, again, when you're playing that thing, I suppose it's why that sticks in my head so much. Again, is you see Boomer reverting to childhood. She just covers herself up and tries to get out of the way, but which again, it's brilliant. Oh, we only have a couple of minutes left, I'm afraid. I don't know how quickly that gone. So I just want to ask you one more question. When we saw you here in the UK last, you were proudly showing off one of your spoils from the set. You had one of the panic buttons with you. Because this was the period where, of course, the show had been cancelled. It wasn't coming back, so you got a souvenir. Yeah. Did you have to sneak it back onto set again?
No, I've still got it.
Is there a gap on the set where it used to be?
The set's been torn down, believe it or not. I haven't been, because we've been in lockdown forever. I haven't actually been over that side of town, but someone told me that there's nothing there anymore. But yeah, no, I've still got that panic button, and I've got stuff, but I can't look at it. I've hidden it in a cupboard for the moment, but maybe next time I'm over, I'll bring it with me and see what can happen.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
I don't know what that is, but
no, don't lie. I'm just bringing back at you. I have no idea what's going on.
Developed a
right. I know, yeah. I'm not both twitching and accept the screen.
I know. I could do this forever.
It feels time. It's brilliant. Right. Katrina, it's been lovely chatting to you again. I can't believe it's been half an hour. It feels like 5 minutes.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much for giving up your morning. And I will give you a round of applause on everyone's behalf that you can't hear. Way and throw virtual flowers. Oh, here comes Barry. Hello.
Barry.
I just wanted to jump on quickly and say, on behalf of all of us, Katrina, thank you so much for coming on and everything you've brought to Wentworth. You've been outstanding. So everyone at home, please, round of applause.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The only thing that I've got to complain about is you didn't get Zoom bombed by Rodney during the whole thing. It's perfect.
It's like he knew in his bones. Did you guys tee something up before I? Did you?
No.
You bloody did, didn't you?
I was in the backyard.
You did.
Well, hopefully, as soon as international travel is permitted between Australia and the rest of the world, we will see you over here again.
You try and stop me. I'm coming as soon as I can. I can't wait.
In fact, you're probably heading down to harbour now to jump on a dinghy.
I would swim. Hey, there's an idea.
All right. See you in about 6 months' time.
Yeah, or longer. That's me. See you, my love.
Bye.
Bye.